Welcome to Josh's Green Garage. So in this video, I'm going to show what I figured out I can do to fix the fact that I had a broken reflector on my 210 here. So the one's good and that's cool and all, but I did want to get it replaced. And rather than buying a new actual John Deere reflector or anything like that, I decided why not try to add some lights to this. So what I did is I found a light that will fit this. Honestly, not sure if this has been done at all before, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it, how I'm going to do it, and how I saved quite a bit of money doing it this way. If you're in the States, you can probably just replace it with reflectors pretty easily. But for me, by the time I buy the expensive John Deere part and then get it shipped up here, it saved a lot more money just, trying to acquire stuff like this light, and then like some foam for gaskets and stuff like that. So let's get into it. So I got two of these lights off of eTrailer.com. They have a very wide selection of different size lights and everything, and it's very easy to find the size you're looking for. So you pretty much needed a 4x2 light to fit this on a 3-inch center for the holes. So I went on there, I was trying to find something that had your standard, I guess, incandescent light, whatever. But all I could find in this size was an LED. I didn't initially want to go to LED. The front lights worked and I wanted to just leave them, the factory lights, but all I could find was LED. So I also have LEDs to put in the front. It is what it is. End of the day, LEDs are a lot better, so it'll be all right. But it'll be cool because I should have some rear, tail lights after this. So this light, the only part number I can really see on here is this V180R. Then on the back it says Peterson. PM lights. So I'm not 100% sure if that's going to pull anything up, but I'll include the information for this specific light for my order. That way you guys can find it if you're interested in doing this upgrade. So first, let's go and cut out some gaskets. So one thing that the original reflector had was a foam gasket behind it. Mine were a bit ripped up, taking them off. So I didn't want to pay as much as it cost for a new set of the gaskets, so I'm going to make some. This is just a sheet of adhesive-backed, like craft foam. You just get it, probably, I'd be willing to bet any craft store out there. And just I have an X-Acto knife. So I'm essentially just going to place the light down on there and then just kind of trace around it with the X-Acto knife. And that's going to be my gasket. I can't remember exactly how much a new gasket is. I was looking on, I think, Green Parts Store, and they have them. You can get them. But they're pretty expensive for what they are. And then, I guess if you're in the States, you're probably not really paying any shipping. But for me, I'd be paying a bunch of shipping. And there you have a gasket. I might have to clean up this bottom edge a little bit. Looks a little rough just because of the wood grain on my bench. But yeah, pretty easy to do. And I saved a lot of money. I'm pretty sure this piece of foam was only like $1. So pretty good. So I'll make another one of those, and then I'll have gaskets for the lights. So now we've got our foam cut. I took the light, I took the lens off, and I put some number 10 machine screws. That's what I got for the holes in that. Just put them through the holes to kind of mark where I need to cut little slits for fasteners. So I'm not going to drill out holes or anything. Obviously it's foam. So I'm just gonna put little slits in there just so the fastener will go through. And there we go. Okay, so as I was filming this, my boiler kicked on and I got really irritated right away, and I didn't feel like waiting for that to go off and do everything else. Began running my wiring and realized I'm not going to try to video running all this wiring or really putting anything else together, because it's just putting a bunch of machine screws in to hold these lights in, and then I just used some splice connectors, nothing crazy to connect all this wiring. Cool thing is I really didn't have to do anything. Like, I didn't solder any factory wiring. The only thing I did is put a splice in on the hot wire at one point. So not really any damage to the mower or anything. And the lights are just bolt on. So, down the road, if I ever pick up reflectors and wanted to revert this back to stock or wanted to restore it to, new condition, I could get it looking more factory pretty easy without any damage. Turned out really good. I got my new gasket pieces that I made in there. It works. I ended up putting front LED lights in too, which I'll show you. But overall went pretty smoothly. I ran the wiring underneath the machine, underneath the frame rail on this side, and then up over the top of the side of the gas tank kinda. And I just kind of wrapped it around then at the mounting point here for the fender deck. So shouldn't have any issues with it. It doesn't look to be in any of the way of any of the hydraulic actuators or anything. So if you have a manual lift, you may not have to worry about that quite so much. But with a hydraulic one like this, there's some other stuff going on down there. But yeah, it works pretty good. So take a look. There you can see. They're pretty bright. I mean, these are just marker lights for a trailer. They're not like any kind of like dual filament or whatever it would be in an LED. So you're not gonna have brake lights. You're not gonna have reverse lights. I was thinking it'd be really cool if I could figure out a way to do reverse lights, but then I figured I'd have to get some sort of pressure sensor for when the gear goes into reverse, on the shifter. But I just didn't want to get into all that. I just wanted something here. I wanted something simple. So I figure at least now when I have headlights on, I'll have some taillights going on. So let's move around to the front, just check out the LED front lights. And here's the LED front lights. They are quite a bit brighter. I will mention these lights are from the same eBay store that I've bought from before. I find myself going back to that guy, pretty much all the time now. So on the 580, I got, headlights on there for that. On the 758, I got headlights and all 4 taillights for it. And now on the 210, I bought these headlights. I found this dude's lights are very, very good quality. I haven't had any issues with any of the ones I got. As far as like the build themselves, like the workmanship looks really, really good. They're not like some of the cheapo ones that I got at one point that they weren't put together good. They were loose inside the socket and just all kinds of bad. So spend the money, buy lights from this guy. I'll put his eBay store down in the description. I don't think you'll be upset with his lights, but I mean, he seems like he has a wide array of light bulb types that would fit, I would imagine, any of these garden tractors. I mean, so anything from the brand new stuff to something, 80s like this. So yeah, good stuff. Hopefully here you can get a little bit better view of the brightness of these lights. As I said, they are marker lights, but hey, it's a pretty decent upgrade. I apologize for not really going into like super hardcore depth on the install of these, but like I said, running the wiring, splicing some wires, like it's all kind of boring stuff. So hopefully at least now with the part numbers and information I gave you, you have a place to get started to do this yourself if you so choose. So at that, I'll end it here. This one's short, sweet, to the point. So thanks for watching. Have a good one.